Hi everybody, welcome to week 4. Thanks for the good discussion last week about promoting reflection. I think you guys had a lot of really good ideas about that, so thanks for your being engaged on the topic. So I'm looking forward to reading your papers this weekend and seeing what instructional strategies each one of you selected. I think for me that's an interesting paper to read. Hopefully it was a good one for you. So this week's DQ focuses on nurse retention. Despite having it been an issue for a while, this really does remain an ongoing problem. I don't think we're quite there yet with that area. So many facilities have made efforts on the employer side to tackle the problem. Examples include nurse residency programs, recruitment and retention committees, maybe ongoing continuing support during those first 2 years. So there's definitely some efforts going on to address those. So our DQ this week is really asking us how we can enhance socialization and integration of nurses into the profession, really making them feel like nurses, being able to function as a nurse, feeling good about being a nurse, feeling valued for being a nurse. All those different things go into that socialization and integration piece. Now, nurse educators really do play a big role in this area. So both within pre-licensure programs, nurse educators are important, but also at that first employment site, the nurse educators really play an important role. I remember teaching a class at one college that was something like senior seminar or something like that. And I remember having discussions with students about getting their first job, getting the most out of their orientation, preventing burnout, things like that. And it was really just touching the tip of the iceberg of socialization and integration. It was really it was superficial, but I was glad we at least had something. And there's so much pressure to address clinical content, keeping NCLEX pass rates up, and sometimes it's hard to find time to really discuss these kind of softer issues. And I think the same thing is true in the clinical setting. We only have so many hours allotted to new grad orientation, and we really need to use that time wisely, right? So I'm looking forward to hearing about your personal ideas and also information that you find in the literature to address this important topic. So it'll hopefully be another good discussion. So this week, you'll again submit that NEPD form. And remember that you need to download the form from week 2 that I returned to you with my feedback. So any comments that I put on the NEPD form need to remain there throughout the course. That way I can kind of look back and see what my thoughts were previously so that I can give you more feedback. So basically, we're going to be sending back and forth the exact same form every 2 weeks, right? So for this week, you should be filling in all the columns, all 4 all the way across, for competency 2 that covers week 3 and week 4. So week 3 and week 4 should be totally filled in. And then you'll also fill in just the first 3 columns under competency 4 that covers week 5 and 6. So basically in that area, you're telling me what you're hoping to accomplish in the upcoming 2 weeks. So you're telling me how the last 2 weeks went, did you accomplish your goals, and what you're planning on doing for the next 2 weeks. So if you have any questions about that, just please feel free to contact me and we'll go over it together. Now next week, you're going to be submitting assignment about that needs assessment that you either have administered or will be administering to your students, right? So you'll actually be turning in the assessment itself, so the actual questions, and then there's also a short paper that goes with it. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that if you haven't already discussed this with your preceptor, please make sure to get that done this week, because it's really important, okay? And if any of you have any kind of unusual situations with your students or anything, and you and your preceptor aren't quite sure how to implement that needs assessment, please feel free. We can do like a little conference call, do some brainstorming, and make sure that you can do what you need to fulfill for the course. Just let me know if that's going to be a problem. All right, guys, I think that's about it for this week. Let's make it a good one. I'll see you in the main forum.